The City of Edmonton recently opened a new segment of the 132nd Avenue Neighborhood Renewal Project between 113A Street and 121st Street in North Edmonton. Today I'm taking a spin and a stroll around the neighborhood and looking at the progress that has been made to date. Join me as I assess the neighborhood and tell you about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'll also explain why this project is awesome and why it's a game changer for cyclists and pedestrians in Edmonton. This video is brought to you by Urban Motion. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel. For starters, let's look at the history of this project. The neighborhood renewal is a 5-year project with a projected completion date of 2028. The scope of this project runs from Fort Road in the east to 127th Street in the central west. The city's plan replaces streetlights, sidewalks, curbs, gutters, and adds missing sidewalk links where possible. When completed, this will be a continuous, integrated 7-kilometer stretch of connected network of sidewalks, dedicated bike lanes, and vehicle traffic on both north and south sides of the avenue. In talking to many people about this project, I feel it's important to highlight the fact that the point of this project was not to install bike lanes, but rather, the improved design for cyclists and pedestrians was a benefit of the neighborhood renewal project. In terms of bike lanes, cities mainly have two options when it comes to installing new lanes. The first option is to install a cheaper solution, which will usually include painted lines and flex posts to keep vehicle traffic separated. The City of Edmonton has done this in several areas of the city, including Hermitage Road, seen here. The second and much more expensive option is usually done as a part of a neighborhood renewal or a brand new build, like we see in Blatchford. This option is much more safe for pedestrians and cyclists, but due to cost and scope is done much less frequently. 132nd Avenue is a collector road that has historically featured poor walkability with often non-existent connections to local businesses, schools, and other amenities. Major arterial roads lie just a few blocks away, with 137th Avenue to the north and the Yellowhead Highway to the south. This is a mature neighborhood that predates World War I. As a former homeowner and avid cyclist of the North End, I know firsthand that it's been a dangerous road for cyclists and pedestrians. Up until the renewal project, it's had a typical car-centric design that often invites motorists to feel like they own the road and everyone else comes second to them. Let's take a look at the good points of the project. The first thing I noticed right away was that the city's done a really nice job with the integration of this network for cyclists and pedestrians. Each have their own space that is plenty wide for passing if need be. The landscaping is neat and tidy with great sightlines throughout. Traffic is a single lane each way with parking available in intermittent sections on both sides of the street. Curb extensions and modal filters are strategically placed to promote safety and calm traffic. An interesting design feature here is that when drivers turn off the main road, they have to drive up into elevated sections where the bike lane is level with the sidewalk. When driving here, this forces you to slow down and you really get the sense that you are entering pedestrian territory. The balance of power feels different here, balanced between the three modes of transport. The city lowered the neighborhood speed limits within city limits to 40 kilometers per hour a few years ago, and I'd like to see them go a step further and lower it to 30 in order to achieve Vision Zero. One of the concerns that NIMBYs often raise is the loss of street parking in projects like this. I'd like to point out that the city isn't obligated to provide street parking for homeowners here. This is a mature, well-established neighborhood, and all of these homes have driveways and garages in the back. The design looks beautiful and is aesthetically pleasing. I like the layout of the roadway, cycling path, and sidewalk integration, but the city has also incorporated many seating areas along the way which promote exercise and a sense of community. The ornamental grass is a nice touch along the way, along with the decorative stone which transitions from the sidewalk to the cycling path. Intersections frequently have curb extensions in place, and the bike lanes open up at each intersection for increased visibility and safety. Here you can see what I mean at the edge of 97th Street, one of Edmonton's most notorious stroads. Now let's take a look at the bad. In my view, the only bad thing about this project is that Transport Minister Devin Dreeshen is threatening to intervene in this renewal project along with other bike lane endeavors. This project is funded entirely by the City of Edmonton with no contributions from the Alberta government. He even went as so far to say that the province could remove the bike lanes because they reduce vehicle traffic. Governments respond to public pressure, and if the government constantly hears from the NIMBYs out there, they will act accordingly. If you care about this project and see the benefit of it like I do, then please join me in contacting Devin Dreeshen's office to make your voice heard. The more of us who want better for our neighborhoods need to get involved and make our voices heard. We too can influence change. With 2 years to go before completion, there are still 2 large segments of neighborhood that are yet to be started. Here's one of them now. When I hear NIMBYs complain about projects like this, I really have to question their sanity. I mean, seriously, who in their right mind wants this instead of this? I really like what the city is doing with this renewal project. The boulevard and general neighborhood along 132nd Ave is visually appealing, and more importantly, it's highly functional for everyone. The balance of power has shifted here from being car-centric to evenly distributed among the 3 modes of transport. While I was driving here, I really got the sense that this place isn't built for only cars. As I used the sidewalk and the bike lanes, I felt well protected and very safe, much more so than painted lines and flex posts. Access to schools, rec centers, local businesses, and shopping is greatly improved, and users will all benefit from this safe corridor, which will increase cycling and pedestrian traffic. My hope is that the city will fund more of these renewal projects, and that this becomes a standard of practice of how new neighborhoods are designed. Much like when building and fire codes are updated and then become the new standard. This should happen with bike lanes and sidewalks and traffic calming measures too. If you care about projects like this and want to see more, then send an email or give a phone call to your city councillor and let them know that you support projects just like this. And in closing, if there's one thing you do, please email Devin Dreeshen and tell him to stay in his own lane and out of city business. I'll link his email in the description below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to bike and subscribe.